Good morning again, mums. Today I just wanted to talk a little bit about a concern that I get a lot from mums when we do start talking about re-identifying ourselves as more than mums and as women and discovering the new identity that's come with motherhood. A lot of mums actually get very concerned about, what if I don't like the person I've become? What if I don't like who I've become, or what changes I've gone through? Now, after you have kids, you grow as a person. You change. You've just never had a chance to sit down and meet that person. I personally found that I was trying harder to do better at things for me, for my daughter, such as eating healthier. I was going outside a hell of a lot more than I ever did before. I was being more kind, more grateful, mostly because I was trying to demonstrate that to my daughter. And I'd become better at letting go of little things that no longer mattered in the scheme of things when you become a mum. And I was far more organised and far better at multitasking than I ever was before as well. So, there are parts of being a mum that naturally come with the skills and talents we start picking up to enact the role as mum, and these become part of your identity. If you are typically the kind of person that doesn't like to meet new people, it usually means you're afraid of being liked or accepted or fitting in. But meeting a new version of you is not as scary as that, simply because you will see parts of you that have changed and parts of you that haven't changed, okay? It's not a complete overhaul. But if you discover some of the new parts that you don't like, then you can change them. There's no reason why you can't take steps to change those parts of you. Now, my identity journey took me 10 years of experience in adult learning and development, doing postgrad degrees in wellness, undergrad degrees in psychology, a full career change, the birth of my second child. But you don't have to. I'm here to help you move through the changes that have happened with your identity, to reconnect with who you are so you no longer feel lost. When people used to ask me before I became a mum who I was very clear, very confident in answering. I'm a learning and development professional. I love to teach people face-to-face in a room. I also specialise in e-learning development because, hey, I'm a nerd at heart and I'm also a gamer. It's actually how I met my husband. And I knew exactly who I was. I knew what I wanted from life and I knew what I enjoyed in life. But after I became a mum, yes, I felt lost. And my answer to that question of, well, who am I? It was somewhat less definitive, and it always began with, well, I'm a mum. And I quite often questioned myself, well, am I still considered a professional, in my mind, if I no longer felt the passion and drive for my job? Now that my heart and my mind were split between mother and employee, am I actually still considered a professional? Am I still a nerd? Am I still a gamer at heart if I no longer have time to do these things? Or if I no longer have a passion and drive to make time for these things? So often we do find our identity in what we do as opposed to who we actually are. And that's the biggest problem. And so when we're trying to identify with ourselves after becoming a mum, particularly if we haven't returned to work, it becomes a much harder job. But we are more than what we do. Okay? We are more than what we do in terms of our jobs, and we're more than what we do in terms of our role as a mum. We're women. We're people. We're human beings. We have skills, talents, interests, hobbies. And yeah, we also do jobs, unpaid and paid. So it's important to understand that taking the time to recognise who you are since you became a mum is not about reconnecting with the person you were before. It's actually about discovering that new person, understanding what's changed, and working with that to either change things you don't like or making decisions to make your life better or happier based on who you are now. So thank you for listening, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye.